Welcome to this Etteplan Webinar lesson for embedded software design. So then I will talk a little bit about why we have decided to have this webinar. Then, of course, the real reason why you all are here. So the presentation about DevOps and test automation for software, embedded software design. Then we have that recorded small demo. At the end, we have some time for a couple of questions. So please save those. Those you can send by chat window. Then we have the webinar duration will be something like 45 minutes, and this time includes also those questions and answers. This webinar will be recorded, and it will be shared for all of the participants. So it will be online on YouTube. So we will share it via that. It looks that we have currently 53 participants here, so it's very nice to have this many interested participants online. So it looks like very interesting topic we are talking about. So my name is Mikko Lindström, and I'm the business unit director for software testing and cybersecurity business unit. And then we have these true professionals. So Esa, please.
Yes, okay. Hello from my behalf also. My name is Esa Kivioja, and I'm from Etteplan Tampere, working as a team manager for our software testing team, and currently working as a product owner for this DevOps area.
Hello, I'm Samu Liikola, and I have like 7+ years experience of DevOps. First, mainly Jenkins, and latest 4 years using this Azure DevOps that we have included in this presentation now. And if you have any questions, please use the chat window. There's this option to send the questions to staff, and we'll try to answer them after the webinar. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so first a little bit about Etteplan. So we are a multi-engineering company which employs over 3,500 engineers and designers, from mechanical engineers to full stack software developers. So basically the variation is quite big, which kind of people we employ. Our software and embedded service unit employs about 750 software and hardware professionals here in Finland and also in Sweden and Poland. Our software testing and cybersecurity business unit offers full quality assurance service portfolio for all kind of software development for external customers and also for our in-house projects. And this is the thing that we are today talking about more. And of course, because Etteplan is the biggest embedded design service company in Nordics, somehow we think that it's our duty to act as a trendsetter and bring the latest tools and the processes also to embedded software design. And this is the reason why we basically decided to put up this webinar. So we have in Etteplan identified these kind of 3 global trends which all support our idea that we need more agile and up-to-date tools and processes also in embedded industry, because this is typically seen as a little bit old-fashioned design field and where ancient tools and languages are used. So basically, first of all, the industry is going towards the internet, and also this kind of old-fashioned, or not old-fashioned, but metal industry companies are going online. For example, a simple-looking bar of steel can include high-end technical sensors which monitor the bending of the bar. So the amount of the software increases heavily, which means that tools and processes need to be in shape. And of course, when software amount increases, it means also more need for testing also. Then secondly, the speed of the development cycle is increasing. So it means that with time for the development is decreasing. So So there is no time for long validation periods. And of course, quality needs to be still verified, so automation is needed to meet all of these requirements, which this changing world is making us to face. And then the last trend is that our customers in this kind of service design or design service area, they want to have this kind of one-stop shops, also in the engineering and design field. So offering DevOps services for our industrial customers is natural continuation for a company like we are in Etteplan. But like I said, we want to be trendsetters in embedded design, and that's why we want to take the modern DevOps tools into use also in our own in-house project that we do for our customers. And in this webinar, our target is to share our story as an engineer to engineer or designer to designer story, so that what and how we did the process development and which obstacles did we face during the process, which we started in the beginning of this year. So basically, Esa, now stage is yours, so please continue.
Okay, thank you, Mikko. So as you mentioned, so this is our story about how we took kind of DevOps into our daily practice, or as a daily practice, and basically what is the story behind what happened there on the way, and where we are actually nowadays. Then you will see in the end. And basically also we will go shortly through our demo that we have made for our internal purposes, and today we are also showing that demo for you guys on the line. So welcome to this session from my behalf also. So basically we had this idea that we want our practices to be improved regarding DevOps at Etteplan. And basically what are the reasons and background topics there behind is here present currently. So first of all, we identified that we have done software development and testing in our different sites in quite many ways. So there's a lot of different people, a lot of different practices, a lot of different tool bases in use, and some legacy stuff also, because of many acquisitions that Etteplan has made in recent years. So we saw there a great opportunity to harmonize our way of working in this area. And then on the other hand, we also identify that okay, yes, we do have a lot of customer specific stuff there also that we need to take into account. But anyways, we wanted to make some kind of skeleton or baseline for our DevOps work model internally. And then, of course, that would be our preferred way how we want to kind of approach our customers. So for that purpose, we would have a ready-made solutions then. So that was one idea. Then on the other hand, this kind of easier maintenance of project was one topic that we wanted to tackle. So there is a lot of inheritance of that kind of work model, that a lot of things are done by individual developers on their own computers. So with this working model, we want to distribute the development environments and have people more easier access when they get on board the project. So that was one aspect from maintenance and onboarding point of view. Then all in all, it's about software quality. So we want to keep our software in a high quality level. So we want to also use the latest technologies and methods to support that idea. And basically, if we look at more focused on this session's topic, so embedded projects typically how we see it, they are mostly quite small, meaning in terms of developers, there are 1 or 2 developers working there. So it's some sort of challenge also that there isn't naturally any kind of solid process model behind that. But each and everyone has been traditionally perhaps working more individually and then rather than kind of contributing to some common assets or utilizing some common tool bases. On a target level, so our high level target was to streamline the utilization of our DevOps tools, different practices, and then also increase our developers' competence regarding DevOps and software testing and test automation. And there, as a natural side product, so with these info sessions that we keep internally, we have a possibility to spread our DevOps and software testing message to all the projects that we are currently working. Okay, so then if we think a little bit about how DevOps is seen today, perhaps from more test developer and software developer point of view. So first of all, we have these different kind of environments that we are working on. It could be embedded, or then it could be web, mobile, or cloud environment that we are dealing with. And then on the other hand, we have the test developers in the project, and then we have the software developers in the project. And they both commit new code to the software repositories. Either it's test code or test asset, or then pure product source code or similar. And then what is there in between is some sort of automation engine that kind of does all the needed activities that we can think of. So building the code, testing the code, deploying the code where we like, and then having some sort of metrics on how we did on those processes. And then we typically have some sort of dashboard here available to monitor that how these automated pipelines are doing each and every run that they make. And then depending on the environment, we can utilize these target environments as we desire or how we have configured them to work. So basically, for example, in embedded side, there can be typically this kind of hardware in a loop setups where there are also test instruments involved into the test setup. So that is maybe something extra that we see on the embedded side compared, for example, this web, mobile, and cloud environment. And then all in all, it's about this continuous feedback. So getting the results, the build results, the test results, perhaps something about the deployment and results there, and then the actual metrics on processes. So there is this continuous feedback loop every day and every time present for our software developers and test developers. So then how we started all this stuff at Etteplan. So kind of the very first development steps was that we had to identify a development team where we gathered our company from different sectors and then kind of sat together to discuss about this DevOps, how we do it, and we need to somehow isolate some part that we focus first. And based on that work, we decided to focus on the embedded part. And for the time being, we are now working actually on the mobile and cloud projects where we want to do something similar that we show you today regarding the embedded. Then we also defined the target for the work. So as you saw from the first slide, so pretty much that is the outcome of the definition phase. And then also kind of trying to identify that what kind of tools and practices we really had in use, what were the benefits and what were the drawbacks of those tools and environments. So those were the first steps. So then some things that we considered on the way when we did this DevOps thinking there. So first of all, we wanted to have easy tools, easy methods, easy way of working models, and then the accessibility should be kind of very easy and straightforward. So that was a key thing. Then, as I already mentioned, the maintenance part of the DevOps was important. So we wanted to have that kind of environment that whoever developer comes to the project can easily access their. If a person gets ill or is for some other reason unable to work, so whoever developer from our teams can join the project and take that environment into use. Then we looked at different kind of new technologies. So, for example, perhaps on the embedded world, this kind of containerization is still a little bit unknown. We know from our cloud, web, and mobile side that is much more utilized there, but we collected the kind of the best practices from there also to this embedded context. Then, as we are talking about embedded, so it means typically also hardware prototypes or whatever customer gadgets that we are working. So we had to consider that what would be the best way to kind of combine our DevOps model and then the hardware part. So for that purpose, we considered utilizing this kind of isolated network for this kind of hardware that is under development. And you will see in the following slide that how that end up and what kind of architecture we have. Then in terms of different DevOps tools and alternatives, there's a few mentioned that we were considering and thinking to be utilized and what could be the core of our DevOps working model. So Azure DevOps, Jenkins, then we look at GitLab CI/CD features and also the Amazon Web Services was there under consideration. Then not only thinking about the developers part, but also the project manager offerings. So what is there in these environments for project managers to run the software development? And we of course had some individual tools already being utilized, but also we took kind of consideration that if our selected tool can offer something for this project management domain as well. And then also customers are kind of key for us. So typically when you do a project, so at some point there might be a need to hand it over to our customers. So we wanted to have the customer experience as smooth as possible and as easy as possible. We don't want to have any kind of strings to our corporate networks, no computers with Etteplan images or things like that. So we designed the model in a such manner that you can pretty easily to transform the hardware and then the software environment to customers' domain if that is wanted. Okay, so then what was the outcome? It's listed on this slide. So first of all, we considered different kind of models how that could work. So we end up with this kind of service model that would be run by our software testing business unit actually. And basically we identified that we would have the pool of experts that provide tool kickoffs and then commissioning for the project personnel regarding these DevOps environments. So basically we then named this as a DevOps as a service model within our company, and then that service would be provided by our testing business unit. And basically regarding that, we defined two kind of service levels and then some sort of onboarding criteria for this kind of DevOps model. So it makes easier for people to understand when do we need to take this kind of tool set and working model into use. So in practice, we had two kind of models, so light and basic. So basically, this light level was configuring different tool accounts, finding or founding DevOps project bases, and even already configuring some GitLab connections, putting together perhaps some sort of first pipelines for the project purposes. And then second part of that light package also is this kind of commissioning with the project personnel, that showing the project people that, hey, okay, you have now this kind of tool set in use, and this is how it works in practice. And with those commissioning sessions, we also show the same video that we are showing you today. So basically, that is one part of the commissioning with the project. And then the kind of the basic package is same, but then added with this kind of gateway computer, which is ready, kind of purchased, configured, and then delivered to the project. So basically, it's a slave machine that you can connect your embedded device and then take control of that. And you will see in a couple of slides how that really works. And then regarding those criteria, so we had this kind of easy kind of onboarding criteria for this DevOps as a service model. So there was a requirement for certain work hours, like 2 weeks of software development time, or if there is more than one software developer, or if we are working with Etteplan designed embedded hardware. So those are the kind of recommended criteria when to take our DevOps as a service model into use. And then for this demo purposes, we of course needed some concrete example to convince our people that how it works and how do you see it in practice. So for that purpose, we created this kind of Raspberry Pi demo, which is integrated into our DevOps environment, and it executes code building, test automation in an embedded system. So that is the demo that you will see also today. Okay, so continuing there as what kind of happened, what we ended up with. So we decided to select a cloud-based solution for our DevOps skeleton. So first of all, why it was decided so we had quite a lot of experience from these web, mobile, and kind of that world's projects. So we call it Etteplan more. So from their side, we saw a lot of good experiences how that worked there, and we took the best parts also to the embedded side. Then, as we talk about two different networks, we looked different alternatives, but this was the most easiest solution that we came up with. So easy account management works over two networks pretty easily. You can use different kind of access tokens and give people pretty easily accesses there to contribute to the project. So that was one key thing. And then, as mentioned about this handover phase, so that is very easy to hand over to our customers. So there isn't any ties to our servers, our software images, or our hardware. So that is one reason. Then, on the other hand, there was these other services available that we looked also at. So you can get when you utilize Azure DevOps. You can get these different other Azure services there as a side product and as an optional features for your project use, and for those project managers that would like to use the capabilities there available. And then, of course, from the Azure side, other kind of website services for your project needs. So that was there. So then, as mentioned, so basically you already perhaps identified that Azure DevOps was selected our baseline. And then on the other hand, we considered these different two test automation engines, Jenkins and GitLab CI/CD as other alternatives. So okay, we also identified then that one size doesn't fit all. This is the case also here. So we of course understood that some of our customers might not approve cloud-based solutions. So there are different reasons behind those. So that is just a fact that we need to live with. And then we of course needed to look also alternative ways to work with these projects. So then we had to make the decision that okay, we have some preferred tool that is basis or skeleton of our working model, and then we need some other tools that then supports these special cases. So then kind of the conclusion was that yes, we still need to work on with Jenkins and CI/CD features of GitLab. So basically the balance is still there between the different tool sets, but then perhaps most of our projects that we do, they are now supporting Azure DevOps there as a baseline. Okay, here's a busy slide, a couple of slides still before entering to the actual demo session. So this is how we end up with our service model. So basically there is three key parts of our DevOps working model. So first of all, we have a corporate network called Etteplan network, and then we have a separate test network where we connect all of our hardwares, embedded prototypes, evaluation kits, and so forth. Then the third key part is this cloud environment, which is based on the Azure DevOps, and basically those three main components are the key factors here. And then how it really works is that basically all of our hardware that is under development is then connected by kind of gateway computer. And this gateway computer is then combined with our Azure DevOps project, utilizing this kind of small software piece called Azure AD, and get this computer and attach and we can kind of give different side. So that the gateway computer can be Windows 10 or Linux. Etteplan based computer there with some operating system working there. And basically what you can do with this, you can do different kind of test executions. On the other hand, on the Etteplan network side, we have a different kind of services. We have different kind of virtual machine project management tools, and basically stable, and then they have also possibility to access our Git repositories, for example, and then this Azure DevOps services repositories equals to Git services, then board is something similar to Jira, and then you have a virtual machine capabilities there also present. And then, of course, you can combine some of the Azure other features to be utilized in your project. And then, of course, you can utilize also some external services. And then here on the right-hand side, a simpler illustration of how you could execute things there on the cloud side. So first of all, typically we have software developers doing different parts of the software with our on-premises servers, or even you can execute the build operations on the software developer's machine by utilizing this kind of so this kind of and start kind of utilize there as a software development and testing activities. And then when you are done with those building activities for your code or testing, where you can then further forward them to persons' emails or Teams channels or whatsoever channels. So that is how this pipeline stuff. Okay, so then with the demo case, so this is actually the same that we are showing our people as well. So basically a similar picture as in the previous slide, network and Etteplan network. So basically in our demo case that I will show you shortly, we have a GitLab repository there where we have C++ source code, Python source code, and then robot framework test code, and then this kind of Docker files. And then on the other hand, we have a Raspberry Pi here on the Etteplan test network side where we have a LED present. Raspberry Pi is connected to our gateway computer via USB to serial connection, and then we have gateway computer that is working as an agent for our Azure DevOps project here on the cloud. Then also in our premises, we have a server that is running a virtual machine code in a Docker container. So basically what happens in our demo is that we will make a change into a code, then that is pulled from our GitLab repository and then pushed here to the virtual machine to be built. And out of that, we will get an exe, which is then until to the Raspberry Pi. And test case, so basically our code will enable the LED and then disable the LED. And then we will check in each phase with the Python script that stage changed. So that we will do for both enabled and disabled LED cases. And for that purpose, we will use robot framework, which is running from here from the gateway computer. And basically then I also mentioned already these Docker files or recipes. So we will utilize this kind of Raspbian stretch space container code for this Raspberry Pi environment. So that's the reason we will use this base container a little bit modified with some libraries. And when that is then executed, we will get the results to our dashboard and also detailed test logs for our purposes. And the DevOps for the embedded world. So when and then as a next step also to deploy that to hardware and execute also your test code there. So that is the purpose of our demo video to illustrate. Okay, so next screen on here. So I will enable the video and I will pause it for a little while so we can see what's going on. So first couple of words. So this is just a machine. We have taken a video and then we have, for illustration purposes, you can see the LED here. That will just show you that okay, the LED was on and it went off. It doesn't have any other meaning in this pipeline. Just trying to illustrate for audience that LED is on and off. So now the execution starts. We will make the change in the code side. So we put some additional test comment there and then commit the change to the GitLab side. Then on the Azure DevOps side, we will refresh the page and see our pipelines there. So we get a trigger event that will start the code compilation in our on-premises server. So here first what happens is that we will create actually the Docker container from scratch and we install different kind of libraries there in order to get the software built. Okay, now the software is built and we will move into a second phase, so which is basically deploying that to our Raspberry Pi environment. So that is what is happening here. So now there on the right hand side you will see the LED and something happens there pretty soon. So now the LED was on. We are already in the phase where we run the actual robot framework test cases. And just for demo purposes, we have put there a 30-second sleep, so we have a time to explain a little bit what's going on here. So now the LED has been enabled there, and as a next step, we will turn it off and then make the disabled verification step there as a next. Like so, and now the test has been executed. We can go into the tests tab and refresh the page and see that our tests have been passing, and there you can see the actual test results also for each test step. And then if you are more interested in further details, you can also dig to actual test logs that are available from Robot Framework. So you can there open up the actual test log from Robot Framework, which most probably is familiar looking to many of you. So here is the standard looking test results from Robot Framework. Okay, so with this, I think we have spent the time we have been planning for the introduction and story behind our DevOps development, how we work with the embedded hardware and with what kind of tools, and then as a last step you saw this demo of the actual live event, how it really works. And then we have a possibility for questions and answers. You can use the chat window to make questions. So that is what we have planned next. So Samuli, do we have any questions there?
Unmuted.
Yes, there are questions. First of all, there's a question: do you automate system and acceptance level tests, and what level of automation are you usually able to reach? So yes, we automate system and acceptance level tests both using mainly this Robot Framework. But the other part about the level of automation, it's case by case. So in like basically simple web apps, it's you are able to get close to 100 in the feature coverage, but usually there are always something that you cannot automate. There are some minor things or something. So in like simple project, it's like 100, and usually we get close to it in the other ones. And maybe does Esa have some information from the like embedded side, this automation level?
Yeah, I think it's case by case. So we every time need to consider that what is the scale of the environment and how much time do we have to be utilized. But definitely both acceptance testing and then this kind of system level integration testing, we have done many projects around those different testing types. Okay, anything else?
Yeah, there's a continuous question for the previous one. So is this solution suitable to bare metal projects? What obstacles can be met?
Well, basically, it depends on how you can get access to the device under test. So in our cases, we just had a device that had a serial connection from computer. So if you are able to kind of execute some sort of test cases or test scripts on your device under test, then I think it's doable. So other kind of restrictions I cannot come up with at this point. So we use it both in embedded side and then also in these web and mobile and cloud environments. Okay. Anything else?
Checking. Looks like there's nothing else in the question list at the moment.
Okay. So with that, I think we want to thank you for your participation, and as a reminder, so we will put this material on YouTube, so it will be available for you via that channel. So if you have any further questions, we are also happy to answer your questions. So you can contact us directly. You'll see the contacts there on on the screen and also Etteplan web pages if you are interested in our other service areas and what kind of fields we are working on. Okay, thank you very much for your time and participation.
Thanks for my behalf also. Okay.